Yo, what's up guys? We got Pokeaim here with the next episode of the OU Road to Top 10 on Pokemon Showdown and Pokemon Sword and Shield. Thank you everybody for all the support on the previous episodes. If you've missed any of them, there is a playlist down below. Last time we had a really long episode because your boy went on tilt and I fought through it. And I definitely should not have, but I did. So, yeah, we ended around 1830 because we lost points and then got them back, which was cool. And yeah, so for those that are new to the channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. It's absolutely free, and I'm on my way to 300,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That's my goal, and it's pretty cool that we're almost at 250K as well. And of course, shout out to my boy Ski Mask for the team. We are using a mixed Dracozolt. Let's get right into team preview. All right, so we're starting off today's team with mixed Dracozolt. Shout out to my boy Ski Mask for the squad. Of course, if you guys would like to check it out, check out my website, PokeaimMD.com. Now the cool thing about mixed Dracozolt is it allows it to muscle through Pokemon that it normally couldn't without locking itself into Choice Band Outrage and praying that you hit your Hustle Outrage. So Fire Blast allows you to knock out physically defensive Tangrowth. Draco Meteor 2 KOs physically defensive Hippowdon, which they all are because of Urshifu. And Substitute allows you to basically, you force switches, right? So if your opponent has Mandibuzz out and they have Ferrothorn in the back, you go for sub as they switch into Ferrothorn, and then you nuke them with Fire Blast. And you still have your sub, right? So it forces switches, it gives you a nice little ability to get a free hit off after. And Hustle is only boosted with Dracozolt's Bolt Beak. So Draco Meteor and Fire Blast are still at their normal accuracy. Now, of course, they're 85 and 90, respectively, but it's still better than the Bolt Beak. And Life Orb Bolt Beak is still hella strong. Being able to obviously deal with Pokemon like Mandibuzz, Corviknight, and doing a chunk to Pokemon that otherwise resisted as well. So hopefully we can land some hits with this baby. As this is I did draft this Pokemon WB, and I'm hoping that it does work. And then next up we have Slowbro. This is physically defensive Slowbro. This is our Cinderace answer with Scald, Slack Off, Thunder Wave, and Teleport. Thunder Wave is there because we do have a Dracozolt and a Dragapult on this team. And obviously Dracozolt appreciates being faster than Pokemon, that way Bolt Beak is doubled in power. And Dragapult appreciates Pokemon being status because it can spam Specs Hex. Heavy Duty Boots allows us to ignore the hazards, and Teleport is cool because it gives you that, momentum, right? That -6 switch, so you can see what your opponent goes for. I don't think we need necessarily Psyshock on this one, or Future Sight, or anything to deal with Toxapex, because we have plenty of answers between our Dracozolt, our Excadrill, and our Dragapult on our squad, especially if that thing is status. Hippowdon is the next member of the squad, providing us with Sand as well as Stealth Rock. We have the Smooth Rock to help out Excadrill, with Toxic for Rotom Heat, Slack Off, and Earthquake. Just enough defense to be able to take on Urshifu, and then the rest is just put into special defense. I believe that helps with a Draco Meteor roll, if I am not mistaken. But Hippowdon's main role is to be there as a physical wall. Pokemon like Cinderace, Urshifu, opposing Excadrill and whatnot, and also setting up the sand for our own Excadrill with the Sand Rush. We have Earthquake, Iron Head, Swords Dance, and Rapid Spin with the leftovers. Because this is our hazard control, we are running leftovers on it for the longevity. Obviously, of course, outside of that, Rapid Spin giving us that speed boost too, which can be pretty nice because this thing can sweep in and out of the sand. Adamant for the highest damage output of Earthquake and Iron Head, and of course, Swords Dance there to boost. This gives us some speed control as well. Special defensive Mandibuzz. Some people have been saying this is the Mandibuzz Road Top 10. I mean, honestly, with what's around, it makes sense. But we have Foul Play, Toxic, U-Turn, and Roost. This is not Defog. We're highly depending on the Excadrill out there. But Toxic is nice for Volcarona because we are fully special defensive. It helps us deal with that. Dragapult, Pokemon like that. This is one of our Dragapult answers, if not our Dragapult answer on the team. U-Turn for Momentum. This also can switch into like Hydreigon for the squad as well, eating up a Draco. And then Roost for the longevity, where we do have the Overcoat and the Heavy Duty Boots. That way we can avoid Spore and Stun Spore, but also avoid Stealth Rock too with those Heavy Duty Boots. And last but not least, we have Choice Specs Dragapult with Draco Meteor, Hex, Thunder Wave, and Thunderbolt, because again, Dragapult's also another Pokemon that does force switches into Pokemon like Mandibuzz and Toxapex and just bulky Pokemon in general. So not only does Thunder Waving them again help Dragapult later when it wants to go for Hex, but it also opens up opportunities for both Excadrill and Dracozolt to power through Pokemon. If they're paralyzed, they have a chance to not move. And then we do have the Thunderbolt, good for Pelipper, good for 2-hit KOing Mandibuzz as well. Good for 2-hit KOing Toxapex, and does not have to risk missing, dealing with Azumarill and Pokemon like that. But that is the team for today's episode. Let's get into the next part. Alright, so this time we actually don't have a sponsor because my contracts are up with both Crunchyroll and Ridge Wallet, so big shout out to them. Obviously those codes are still up though, so if you guys want to get a Ridge Wallet or, you know, sign up for free for Crunchyroll, you should. It helps me out, and, you know, the ROI means, like, if they make enough, they will continue to work with me, which obviously helps me in, you know, the long and short term of things. And it's a lot of fun to make skits and stuff. I might have one more coming up soon. We're still figuring out certain things, but we'll see. We'll see. But thank you everybody for all the support. I know y'all enjoyed, for the most part, people enjoyed the little stupid stuff that I did to promote the ads, and it was a lot of fun either way. But let's look for a battle. Hopefully we're not going to be on some crazy tilt today, and I'll show you guys my points. So we actually got a little bit of decay at 1823. We were 1833 when he ended, and yeah, if y'all didn't see last episode, it was definitely the episode of tilt, but I think that was more so the team than how I was playing. A few things here. Magearna not banned yet, but it will be hopefully soon. Dracozolt is very good. Life Orb Dracozolt can hopefully help me break Hippowdon, which will open up my Excadrill a lot, though obviously they have their own Excadrill, but I have my own Hippowdon for that as well. And I just want to make sure I play it, you know, smart versus those. Again, Dracozolt is extremely good in this game. Draco Meter should be able to 2-hit KO Hippowdon if I'm not mistaken, especially if it's running Rocky Helmet, so I don't have to worry too much about that. And I have Bolt Beak and stuff to deal with these guys. I don't think this is... No, this should actually... This doesn't have to be Lightning Rod. It could be Rockhead. So that's something I'll keep in mind, just because they have 2 ground types, so it doesn't have to necessarily be that. Slowbro helps me deal with Drill. I want something that doesn't lose immediately to this. But the problem is Magearna isn't banned yet, and this team is really weak to Magearna. So like if I lead off with Dragapult, for instance, and they lead like Specs Magearna, I'm in a bad spot. But otherwise, I think Dragapult is the best lead possible. Honestly, because Magearna is so much of a threat, maybe that's not the case. Okay, let me go Dracozolt here. So we're going to scout for, you know, one of 2 things. The Draco Meteor and a Will-O-Wisp right here. We'll go Mandibuzz, as they do end up dropping a Draco. Now, I am fully special defensive, so that is definitely Specs. That is 110% Specs. And this is where it gets a little bit difficult, because this Mon is not something that I like to deal with. And if this is Specs too, it is a problem. Now, Excadrill is important in this game in dealing with this Pokemon, but I don't fare well versus this Mon. I can see Dracozolt picking up surprise KOs, so I think I have to go. Honestly, yeah, Hippowdon can beat just as many Pokemon as Excadrill can, so I'm going to make the Excadrill play. If they Aura Sphere, great play. As they go for Trick Room. And I can see them Focus Blasting if they have it. My Slowbro is going to be my pivot right now. If they Flare Cannon immediately, fantastic play. Oh, excellent for me, because I get a Scald off on this thing, which is amazing for Dracozolt, and we get a burn. As they opt to go for Stealth Rock, which I don't know if that was the best play possible, because, man, they are opening up Dracozolt there. They are absolutely opening up Dracozolt there. And we end up getting a nice little burn off on the Dragapult as well. Now, this could easily be Thunderbolt, or they could Specs Draco again. I can defog, and the fact that a Hippowdon is at 25 is really good for me. So I'm going to make the Mandibuzz play again, as they do opt to Specs Thunderbolt here. And honestly, what the hell do you do to me going out to Excadrill? It deals with basically every double they can make. Their own Excadrill I can switch out into my Mon. Like, I'm trying to think, like, what is the wrong play? Like, there's not a wrong play at all of me going Drill here. Because especially if they switch out to a Hippowdon, it's going to be at 25%. It dies to Earthquake, for sure. So, yeah, we're going to make this play now. I don't lose anything at all by going for Rapid Spin here, considering Hippowdon is at the range of HP it's at. Okay. Did we forget what type of Pokemon I am? Like, I guess they wanted to pivot into that, which is very smart. That's actually legitimately smart there. Dracos are going to be flying from Dragapult, but I do have Excadrill to still threaten them a ton. I could see them U-turning here. I'm going to Rapid Spin. That's a really nice play on their part as well, going back out into Dragapult there. Now, I don't want to take a Draco. I don't want to take a Fire Blast. Shadow Ball I can eat as well. Like I said, defensively, Hippowdon can probably beat just as many Pokemon, if not more, than Excadrill can. I'm just trying to think if they'll go for Shadow Ball here versus anything else. Because I'll live a Shadow Ball. I won't live a Specs Fire Blast. But that gives me Dracozolt. And even if I sub, that doesn't matter because I'll get into Powdon. I'm just trying to think what's the best course of action here. I'll see what move they go for. They opt to go Fire Blast. We'll bring out Slowbro now. Even if they go Marowak, which is a fantastic play. Is it a guarantee KO on me? Because I'm basically trying to get kills. They're making some nice doubles. Is that guarantee KO with Poltergeist? 97. Oh my gosh. That's so much damage. Alright, Mana Buzz is my play. As they miss, which is pretty big. Dude, are you serious? It wasn't even over. Like, that sucks that you get that kill, but why did you forfeit? It wasn't even over at all. Like, that really sucks. It does, but it 100% wasn't over. In fact, they got a Trick Room guaranteed up next, and I really worried about their Magearna. I'm sorry that miss made you forfeit, but damn, it was not over at all. I mean, then again, they're extra being they're Hippowdon being this low. Could have hexed them. No, not really. Yeah, it definitely wasn't over. Come on. Like, even with that, you could easily have came back from that position. Oh well, such is life. I'm a little bit sad they gave up because I would have rather. Ooh. I would have loved to be like. I would have loved to see how that game would have kept going, basically. So Dracozolt's really nice here. In theory, it kills basically every mon on my opponent's team. And Dragapult is stupid good. Dragapult basically clicks Draco as well. I just gotta be careful because usually I think on this build it's like random Sash Clefable, if I'm not mistaken. I think Dragapult though is phenomenal, and I can pivot into Clefable via Slowbro or Excadrill. So I love Dragapult early just because of its speed tier and the fact that Specs Draco Meteor is so good. They make the Clefable play here. We'll go Slowbro and we'll Thunder Wave as Amoonguss comes out. Now this thing is going to be here to just basically eat up Cinderace's stuff, so I'll teleport. I don't really care too much about this because they're not doing too much damage either way to me, as I get the very easy teleport there. How much do I do? I don't want Dracozolt to get too weakened. Honestly, yeah, whatever. Let's bring this bad boy in. Go for sub right now on the Amoonguss, and they'll Fire Blast into probably Bolt Beak and knock something out, as they have an Aqua Bear. Of course they do. So that thing's at 31. Why are they Aqua Berry? That's cool. It guarantees that they live the. That's not their set. It guarantees that they live a Pyro Ball, so that's actually very, 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 very cool. Just want to make sure I know. So they do have some special defense on them. I don't want to have trouble with Mana Buzz, but I can Toxic them with my own as well. I think I Fire Blast again into Bolt Beak, and yo, I'm getting way too lucky here, but I get a crit on Amoonguss, which means when Dracozolt comes out, it gets a kill. That did not kill, just based on the calc. Urshifu comes out, could be Bulk Up. But I do have Toxic as well. If it's Choice Band, I'll be able to see and switch out into Mana Buzz if things get bad. As that is 100% Choice Band, and I mean, I have Slowbro as a pivot, and Slowbro gets a nice teleport here. Basically just gets a nice teleport on the Clefable, and I can bring out my Bolt Beaker and I can click Bolt Beak. I mean, I can also bring out you. I don't think Rabbit spinning away the hazards really makes a difference here, but I also don't think I need this Mon to win, so I will go for spin, since Mana Buzz should come out, in theory. And I can always pivot into this on a Wicked Blow. I can see them U-turning now, though. Because U-turn gives them the momentum if I go Hippowdon. I'd rather Iron Head just to chip them into range of, yeah. Because I don't care if they go Crawdon. I'll switch if I need to, but it's more so just to chip them in range of of Dragapult, because Thunderbolt is really strong versus them at this point. So I would say that Slowbro is still expendable, though it is my water resist, but Slowbro is definitely expendable here. As they go for knockoff, good play. We'll bring out Dragapult now. We'll go right for the Specs Thunderbolt. That'll knock them out. That'll do a good chunk to Clefable. Actually, a very good chunk to Clefable. And fact is, I can just go right out to you. Ironhead did 29. I'm going to double out to Dracozolt here because it deals with both Crawdaunt and Mandibuzz. Now, this is a play that they could easily predict, I suppose, but if they don't, it guarantees me a kill this turn. Because I could easily Ironhead again. They could make the Cinderace mid-ground, though. As they go for counter, oh my god, they're going to. Well, let's see what happens now. Let's see what ends up happening here. I unfortunately miss out on the KO as they Moonblast, but I bring out you and I get to click Specs Thunderbolt. I did let my Hippowdon get low, though. So Cinderace is actually looking kind of scary. And they could easily CC. Them having Crawdaunt is nasty. The endgame is going to for sure come down to Dragapult. Because they CC here. They actually end up Wicked Blowing. How much does Thunderbolt do to Urshifu? Dragapult, Specs Thunderbolt does not do enough. If I U-turn here, I still eat the hit, and if they go Mandibuzz, I get a kill. Either way, I'm doing damage to them with Sand plus this, so it doesn't let in anything. I could have Draco'd as well for a kill. That probably would have worked too. Now that I think about it, that might have been the better play, because it doesn't let in Crawdaunt, or Shifu still dies. But as long as I keep Mandibuzz alive, I should be good versus this. And I suppose this could also be a Sucker Puncher too. Like, I'm talking about Cinderace, not this. Anyway, I'll Specs Thunderbolt here. Picks up the KO, and then the rest I can kind of just Draco on. I mean, I can still Thunderbolt either way, but... Crawdaunt's scary, man. Crawdaunt's very scary. I definitely think I should have. First off, I didn't know how much damage I did to Clefable, but wow, they have counter leftovers. I guess this is to like get a kill on Cinderace, which is actually pretty cool. Or like instead of spamming soft boiled versus no, you Moonblast or Shifu anyway. Nice. So Mandibuzz dies. Urshifu comes out. Draco gets me a kill. Next time I bring out Maimon, and Mandibuzz can eat one hit. I gotta get back into like familiar with it. I still feel kind of tilted from the last episode. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I think this one could have easily been played cleaner. Drill's honestly so expendable though, like no matter what they do. It is really so expendable. Yeah, Drill definitely expendable. Urshifu comes out. I want a Thunderbolt here, but like I mentioned before, Drill definitely feels expendable, and if they U-turn, I get the best out of it. So we get in you, drop a Draco, get my kill. I don't know if it's going to end up being Crawdaunt or Cinderace. I'm surprised they gave me Cinderace. I still think this kills Crawdaunt as well. I'm sorry, I think Life Orb still dies, my friend. Yeah, dude, this was 88 min. Life Orb is definitely running speed, so they kind of just threw. They definitely just threw, because they have to lock themselves into Wicked Blow, and I know their choice band, so I just roost stall them 5 times, and then I win the game. So they should have went back out into Shifu and I guess forced the 50-50. Well, technically, if they went for close combat, I just went back on to Dragapult, and then I Draco'd, and I switched up, man. There was actually no 50-50 they could make. They would have to double out immediately into Crawd on that turn, which I still lived a hit from. But, yeah, okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Maybe we can try and get back some points. Or 1861, that's pretty cool. We'll see how the next one goes. I really want Mixed Dracozolt to do something without hacking the opponent, though. That'd be really nice. But then again, like the cool thing about Hustle is it only works on the physical moves. So obviously Fire Blast and Draco Meteor have their bad accuracy no matter what. Can I just... I always wish I had like this power. Tell me if you can relate. But I always wish that I had this power that like... And obviously I wouldn't want to tell anybody about it. Because, you know, if you got power, you can't tell people about power. Because when you tell people about the power is gone, right? Type of thing, right? You know... He ain't Batman no more, he's Bruce Wayne. But to be honest, that's a bad example because Bruce Wayne is the most unrealistic superhero in the world. But, like, I think Superman would happen before Bruce Wayne would happen. But, anyway. I wanted this power that, like, no matter what move I go for, no matter what I do, I will always, me. It's like no guard on I will always connect, right? There ain't no fear behind it. I'm 100% connect. And if I need a crit, all my moves are crit. Now I'm kind of halfway there because I call crits. I get crit. I'm definitely lucky. I get all that stuff happening for me all the time. Shout out to my boy Ski Master for the team. Like I said, by the way, if y'all didn't know, I'm also doing a National Dex OU Road Top 10 on Patreon if you want to check that out. But yeah, okay, cool, really cool team. Looks like it gets Dracozolted, which is nice. Yeah, very nice. I love Specs Dragapult in this game, too. How much does it do to Belly Drum Azumarill? Why am I -2? 94 to 111. That's not bad at all. Okay, so Hippowdon lets me deal with Rotom. Deals with a lot of their team. H-Slash is a huge problem, but I have Spadef Mana Buzz, so even if it's Specs, I'm good. Honestly, Dragapult is so good in this game. Like, it's stupid good. And I'm extremely weak to Azumarill, so I'm going to use Slowbro to kind of just pivot, because I knew Azu would be, like, their probably player choice. I'm going to use it to pivot immediately on Slowbro, as they turn out to be choice band. So that's good to note, that they are choice band here. Like, you do not do 75% to me without being choice band. And Dracozolt makes the most sense. Overall, it makes the most sense. We're just going to sub here. Yo. We're going to sub here because it allows me to deal with... If I lose this game, I lose so many points. I just realized, like, I'm about almost 300 points. No. Yeah, I'm almost 300 points more than my opponent. So that's weird that I got someone to... Oh, your fans is black and white. Thank you, thank you. So this is cool because I can obviously Draco Meteor them. I'm going to Fire Blast as they end up going out into Weezing, and it takes 55%. Holy crap. I'll follow it up with a Bolt Beak, though, because if they want to try and pivot into, like, Rotom, I'll do a ton. Oh, my God. Yo, calm down, buddy, please. And we'll just Fire Blast again, as my sub is actually broken by what is, I'm assuming to be Specs Rotom. And Dracozolt picking up a KO on Rotom. That is so nice. And Weezing being as low as it is amazing. This is Mold Breaker Drill. I do have an Hippowdon as they go for Toxic, which is smart. Now, I want to get up Rocks because, as you can see, Hex is super strong versus them. And I don't care if they go I don't care if they go Weezing. I really don't. My Excadrill is also really good versus them, too. And... like I basically have pivots into them, is what I'm saying. I don't need this Mon as much as I need. Slowbro can deal with just as many Pokemon, so I'm going to Toxic, expecting them to teleport. Yep. So get a nice little Toxic off. And this is where we see, okay, what is my opponent going to go for? I need Mana Buzz. Slowbro can deal with, yeah, just about everything. So I'm going to let them kill me here. As they go for Knockoff, and that's actually pretty big for me because I put them in range of Hex. So I'll be able to go Dragapult and just click Specs Hex, which will pick up my KO now. If they give me Weezing, I have to click Earthquake, which is pretty cool too. My Bolt Beaker can also be really strong as well. But if they give me a Azumarill, that's awesome for Slowbro. Also, them having Toxic and Stealth Rock on Excadrill, I cannot think that they'd have something like... Oh, that's great. That's also really good for Excadrill because it gets a kill whenever it comes out. But I can't believe that they would have something like Swords Dance or anything like that. And we'll make the Mandibuzz play here as they have Head Smash. My God. Woo! Them having Head Smash is nasty. Iron Head because it let me get rid of the Weezing, the Aegis Slash. It basically kills everything. As they go hard Weezing. Now at this point I would say Rapid Spin gets me a KO. Do I care if they Aqua Jet? I think Dracozolt is the most dependable mon, so we'll see what they go for. They end up going for knockoff. So I can get in you, and I'm kind of tempted to go for like the Rabbit Spin, because if Rabbit Spin KOs, then I win the game. Let's assume max HP, how much Rabbit Spin does. 18 to 21. You know what? That is a roll that is worth going for. Surprise! Oh, they saved this so they could Aqua Jet. That makes sense. But by them giving me this... By me keeping Aegis Slash alive, basically it's a Baxter alive, I think it's a guaranteed win. Yeah, it's a guaranteed win if I keep this Pokemon alive. Because it won't die to Shadow Sneak from Banded Aegis Slash, which they 100% are. And if they're like Choice Scarf Aegis Slash, which is actually something I've seen before too, I'm good. Actually, Slack Off is my play. Just to be safe, you know, if things get a little bit crazy here. We Scald, and then we Scald. Get rid of Azumarill here, and Aegis Slash was Head Smash, so I'm assuming it's Choice. Really cool team on their part. GG, dude. Yeah, 100% I mean, they destroyed my Mandibuzz. Beautiful play. I kind of skipped turns, like... I shouldn't have skipped turns that turn, but I don't know, I instinctively, like... was like, oh, man. Like, you see that much? I got 6 points for that. If I lost that, I would have lost about 40 points. That's crazy. That is crazy. Like, I'm not sure why. It's awesome to play, you know, subs, but I don't know why I was playing 1500. Maybe know why I was playing, but looks like they have like Shell Smash offense type of thing. Love Excadrill in this because it revenge kills a lot on their team, and I think Bro is strong as well. Specs Thunderbolt and you is going to be very important too, and Dracozolt actually isn't bad. So, and Paddon's main role is to just get up Stealth Rock. That's about it, which is really good versus my opponent, but also to beat. Hello, Dr. Pokemon. Hello, Mr. Bill. Wasn't there something like, I swear in like middle school or elementary they made us sing like, I'm Mr. Bill, yes I'm only a Bill. I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Anybody remember that? Maybe it was just me. Oh boy. So they lead off with Primarina, which is definitely not something I like. Great start on their part, by the way. But Slowbro first on the Specs Moonblast. My God. And as you can see, my team doesn't have a pivot into this. And Slowbro is my answer that can come back to multiple attacks. I don't think HP on Excadrill is going to matter for it to do what it wants to do, but damn, that does so much damage. What the hell? Whew, that was important that I lived that. Let me go ahead and get off an Earthquake now. Actually, no reason not to Iron Head. This could be Air Balloon randomly. They could go... they could have went potentially had Dragon there. And what I want to do is get my Regenerator back on my Slowbro, as they unfortunately miss a Toxic. I want to get this Regenerator back, which will be important. Please don't do this to me. Alright, I'm sorry, but Dracozolt does not do crap in this game. I mean, luckily it eats one hit, so we're going to Fire Blast here. Because it hits Excadrill, they're only switching. Let's see if it lands! It does! Dracozolt, you beast! So we got rid of Drill, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I get a lot of value out of that. I'm assuming Darm might click a button now, maybe U-turn. Yeah, Darmanitan definitely gonna click U-turn here. I like the idea of going Dracozolt. If they Flare Blitz, I go right back on a Hippo. Oh, and I know for a fact that's banded, so we're gonna Specs Thunderbolt now. 88%, get the hell out of here. And I do have a specially defensive Mandibuzz. If this thing sets up, like that's... or you can Primarina. Luckily they didn't go Primarina. I'm gonna have rocks in their face, because I don't want Darm and Como to endgame me. And I will gladly do damage to you for my Excadrill to late game you as well. So I'm assuming your Scarf. You died a hazard, so I get to see something, like I get to get something out of that turn. Do I Swords Dance into... Yeah, I Swords Dance into Iron Head or Rapid Spin? I like into Rapid Spin. Unfortunately, did not do enough. So I can Iron Head here. This will allow me to at least knock out Primarina. Darm is banded, which is a problem. But I'm thinking Slowbro. I'm thinking Slowbro can deal with these two enough. And my Bolt Beaker gets a kill. You get a kill. In theory. I hate when I say in theory because I know what that means. Uh-oh, you get a kill if you land. Unfortunate. I'm a Bolt Beak as a Draco. Well, you turn once on Primarina. As they go Darm, which is smart. I'll teleport here. They're going to do a lot with Bandit U-turn. But teleport's nice. Because I keep up offensive momentum. And I'm slowly but surely bringing my boy back. I'm slowly but surely bringing my homie back. I'm Earthquaking again. Whew, we got Primarina. Thank God. Okay, we take you. Ironhead gets rid of Darmanitan and also hits Hydreigon if they want to make that play. Of course, this does open up Cloyster, don't get me wrong. Like I'm very scared about Cloyster. But, I mean, we'll see what ends up happening in that case. But yeah, Ironhead knocks out Darm at 25, and it also, like I said, hits Hydreigon. So I get my second KO right there. They bring out Cloyster, and if they Shell Smash, I believe I 2-hit KO them because I'm adamant, and I know I'm faster. And again, it's going to come down to Slowbro at the end. Like, if I hit that Bolt Beak, that's the WB, man. I had to try this one out before I did it on WB. But if I hit that Bolt Beak on Hydreigon, it was a wrap. Ah, they're trying to waste sand turns, I see. Maybe they're teleport Cloyster. They could be. Good game, dude. Not bad. Alright. So, Dracozolt was actually really clean in this. I did not get to drop a Draco once on an Hippowdon. We ended up at 1879, which is nice. So, got a clean chunk of points, over 50 points, which is really cool. And I think we're going to end it on that. I'm kind of excited because Magearna should be getting banned on the 4th, which is today when this goes up. That should make it a little bit easier to play games, I would say. Did I play 5 games? I'll help play 5 games because I decay immediately. I'm going to see if I can record another episode tomorrow. You guys will get it like a day after, but I'm gonna see if I can record another episode because the decay can be annoying. But I hope y'all enjoyed. Of course, if you did, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, my friends.